Hi, welcome to another video of the Target Individual Program, the Target Individual Experience. So what you are looking at here is a uh, message from Facebook saying that you can't post a comment for 3 days because four of your previous posts did not follow our community standard. Now, anybody that knows me knows that I don't post anything that's derogatory, in some way, unless it has some context to it. Okay, but I don't, post anything about harming anybody, including myself or anybody else, right, on Facebook. But this is how they target me. Like I said, once I expose them in such a way that makes it obvious that people know and see what's going on, they will shift to another form of harassment. So this week has been harassed on Facebook. Of the many years I've been on Facebook, posting, you know, my posts and everything like that. Okay, this week, I should say last week, and now starting this week, has been the most that they have literally gone through my Facebook posts and just start picking random shit that they can find to say, it goes against the Facebook community standard, so it can lead up to this point. So today, I made a comment. This was somebody made a post. This is a black woman made a post saying that, it's it's it it's better to be single while waiting for something that's rare, right? And so I'm just, reading the comments and stuff like that and what people were saying, particularly black men. And one of the comments was like, yeah, this is why a lot of black women are single, because, they've been told these BS. And so, you know, oh, you should wait on true love and this and that, right? When the fact is that they know nothing about true love. True love doesn't come in the beginning. True love comes after. True love comes when True love comes with commitment, duty, and honor. Respect, okay? That is, and that comes after, way after. What you feel in the beginning of a relationship, you might meet a man who, let's say he has a good job, he take you on vacation and stuff like that, right? There are millions of people that go through the same thing. They meet their partner, man or woman. They go on vacation, do all that stuff, and yes, you have that feeling, that you think is love, but that's not love, because if that was love, right? I'm talking to black women. If that was your so-called rare true love, why is it that over 80% of black women are the ones filing for divorce? Why is it that you can say this person is your true love and your soulmate, and then you get divorced 2 years later, when the romanticism wears off, right? When you have to deal with the reality of the relationship, okay? And the problem with a lot of women, particularly black women, is because they've been conditioned into thinking that, relationships is going to be a bag of roses every single day. You're going to be happy. You're not going to fight and do all this and that. That's not real. That's Hollywood fantasy. That's romance novel fantasy. And they have, white supremacists have conditioned black women to believing in that shit so much, right? That when the relationship becomes real, when there's problems in the relationship, the first one to bail out is black women, whether they have children or not, right? They would rather make things difficult for themselves and their children, as opposed to staying in the relationship or the marriage, get in therapy, because therapy is like it's like the holy water, is what holy water is to vampires. And again, we know vampires are not real, right? Okay, so again, this is the part what I'm saying, right? These sort of romance shit that y'all believe in, This shit don't exist. Even wealthy men, wealthy people, they have the money to travel, do all that stuff. But guess what? They still argue in their relationship. They still have difficulties in their relationship. Why do you think wealthy, rich white people, they get divorced? Right? They get divorced. So even when you have money, you can do all of that, they still get divorced. Because again, it is our unwillingness, and we've been conditioned that way. It is our unwillingness to work on ourselves. We're always blaming the other person in the relationship. And sometimes, yes, it is the other person. But guess what? There's two people in a relationship. Okay? So what is it that you're doing that's causing the other person to react a certain way or to be a certain way? Okay? There have been women married 4 or 5 times. Why? Because they're constantly searching. That's why they keep getting married and married and married. Because for one, they have an unwillingness to accept any responsibility for their action, so they put it on the other person. Okay? And so when I see black women talking about this whole lot for that rare, what rare? What rare? Because you may hold out for that rare, and you miss the opportunity of the man who you need in your life. Not the one that you want, but the man that you need in your life. The one who is going to tell you the truth, who's going to be honest, who's going to be committed to you, who's going to honor you, who's going to respect you. Okay? But that means nothing to a lot of black women and black men too. So I'm not going to just put it all on black women and black men too. And we have been conditioned that way. This is why we are so far apart in terms of us as black people, black men and black women, right? In terms of the singleness in our communities, right? This is the white supremacist game, the conditioning, and you guys refuse to wake up from it. I'm a TI. I know, right? I know being conditioned negatively, the technology being used, right? So when I see stuff like that, and the comment that I made on that was, I said that that's the reason why a lot of black women are single. That's the reason why they remain single, because they live in their delusion. Okay? There's nothing derogatory about that. That's the truth. Right? They live in that delusional mindset that has been created. And this is why you have a lot of, also, this is, I'm not going to say why, this is one of the reasons why, right? You have, so many broken homes within our community, right? And for my brothers, you also have to do the work. We know how we are conditioned. You have to wake up. You have to understand. You have to be aware, because your children is going to repeat the same cycle. And if we're not aware and we cannot break that cycle, right? Then our children is going to repeat the same cycle. For black women, the way how you treat black men, understand this, that if you are a black woman, you have a son, other black woman is going to treat your son the same way. Okay? If you're a black man, you have a daughter, understand that other black men will treat your daughter the same way. Right? So you have to break the cycle. And when you break the cycle, you will teach your children to choose appropriately and wisely who they get involved with, who they allow into their lives, and give them that psychological ability, that cognitive ability, that critical thinking skill, so that when they make decisions, whether it be on finance, their relationships, friendships, what have you, right, they will be making better choices. And because you will now add black men and black women, right, to a more this is what I'm looking for here, to a more critical thinking adult society as black men and black women, right? You are going to be creating the next generation of honorable, respectful, right, committed, duty bound providers, supporters, protectors, right, of each other. So we got to break that cycle. And for black women, you got to start living in the real world. Not I'm not saying you're not living in the real world, but what I'm saying is that mentally, you have to start living in reality and not fantasy, right? Not fantasy, because the truth is the vast majority of us as black people, black men and black women, are not wealthy. We're not the middle class. We're the working class and the poor. The vast majority. So when you black women out there wanting that six-figure salary man or have you want to go on vacation. I hear black women, even when they have 3 kids and get out of their relationship, what do they want? I want a man who I can travel the world with and this and that and that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, listen, there's nothing wrong with traveling the world. But the thing is, do you have the money? And do you think a man making 6 figures is going to take your 3 children, okay, your unhealthy mentality, your unhealthy lifestyle, okay, your unhealthy weight, and be like, okay, I'm going to marry this woman, I'm going to take care of her kids and this and that, when you walked away from the man that was doing that, right? And whatever issue you have in the relationship, as long as it's not abusive, physical, sexual, what have you, and if you walk away because of finance, work on it. Work on it with your partner, right? Work on it, because guess what? When you create this situation where you're walking away from a relationship because of difficulties, other than like what I said, then it just shows that it tells the man that you say you want, those high salary making men, that you're not to be trusted. Because if something happens where you can't afford to live like that anymore, you're going to jump ship and you're going to walk away. And for black men, okay, you also have to start living in the reality and understanding that how we are conditioned, okay, that is detrimental not just to us but to our women, to our children, okay. And I understand a lot of these sisters don't want to respect you because you are not making the type of money that they're making. And again, this is because of white supremacy. This is the game that they're playing against us, okay. But I need you to understand what's happening, understand the history, okay, and try to be more understanding, more compassionate, but also stop walking around the street with your pants below your ass. And for black women, when I see beautiful black women walking with these black men with their pants below their, and it's like, why do we glorify these shits? Why? We're the only group of people that glorify this stuff. Okay? And some people may say, well, yeah, these young white kids, they wear their pants like that. But guess what? These are white suburban kids. Their parents already set up financial, savings for them, right? And I guarantee you, when they go to college, they're not wearing their pants like that. They may do it in their neighborhood, but they're not wearing their pants like that. When they go for a job interview, they're not doing that. I'm not saying that black men do that in a job interview. I'm just saying is that you go to a job interview, you may dress whatever. This might be a normal. You may work at a job where you don't have to get dressed up, what have you. You come in with jeans and you're wearing your pants like that at your job. You know what I'm saying? It's not a good thing. It's not a good thing, right? So again, so because I'm posting these things, I'm making comments to these things, Facebook is blocking me, right? And again, this is part of the subliminal to try and block me, to saying that we're blocking you from from any type of relationship, any type of job, financial opportunity, business wise, whatever. We're gonna block you in every single term. And like I said, they started doing this shit last week. Okay, last week they started doing this shit. All right. So here's another thing. And then when I and this is the first time I ever had the opportunity to actually when given a choice about trying to state my objection, right? Within 2 minutes of me stating my objection, they came back and they said, "We confirm your comment did not follow community standard." When has that shit happened so fast? I have basically protest what they've done in the past, and it usually takes about 24 hours to 48 hours. Actually, not 24 hours, but not 48 hours, about 24 hours, or but within a few minutes. So they're on that bullshit, which is fine. You know what I'm saying? So now they block me from posting for 3 days. You know what? Facebook, you whatever. You know what I'm saying? Facebook race soldiers, whatever. Okay? So, yeah. And as black people, we have to start our own platform. So that way they can do shit like this. And I really wish that those black people that do have money create a platform that is just as good as Facebook to give us our own voice so that they can do shit like this, right? So yep, this is what they're doing. They're on that bullshit again, but it's okay. Like I said, I'll just continue to do what I do. All right. So here it is. We're reviewing your comments after I've made my objection, and they're like, "We confirm." You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, damn. Look, 5 minutes, right? Reviewing it, and then look at 7:35 a.m. and at 7:40 a.m. So just to show you how they are actively monitoring every post that I make now, right? To try to prevent me from posting. Well, this is censorship, basically. Censorship, because there are those that don't want the truth to be told, and for people to hear the truth and see the truth. Okay? So, with that being said, all I gotta say is fuck you, those at Facebook who are racist, who try to censor what I post. Like I said, I don't post anything that's negative, anything like that. If I do post something that's negative, it has to be in context with something, right? I don't just post it just to post it. It has to be in context with something, and something important for us as black people, in terms of message wise. Okay, so that's all I gotta say. I'll see you guys in the next video.